Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into The Medium by Design. And guess who is back for another fabulous message? Dolores Cannon, one of my favorites. You know, it's hard to pick favorites when you're doing this work because I love all of these people. It's been an incredible journey for me. And for some reason, Dolores Cannon has really gotten a lot of attention on my YouTube page, and you know, God bless her, because she has been blessing me. And recently I got a comment that she had said she wasn't going to allow herself to be channeled when she passed. And I found that so humorous because I could write from her every day. She is wanting to give me so much information and keep teaching me what she knew, and then what she discovered when she passed over, when she crossed over. So I'll just get into this message. This is the most recent one. I'll add it to the playlist on YouTube. But this was on a day that I did my early morning walk, and she was really on my mind that day, and I felt like it was time to connect with her again. So I invited her in, and I just asked her, I told her I'd love to hear from you on any topic you would like to share. And remember, I let them share whatever they want. I don't do a lot of questions and answers, although I'm sure we could do that, and maybe I'll do that at some point. But I just want to hear her insights. I just want to hear what she has to say, because she is a wealth of information. And I should tell you that the crossover between us is because I've had many past life regressions and remembrances on my own, and through people that guided me to remember things. So I have many, really on the surface mind, many past lives, and a lot of information about my own past lives that overlaps with a lot of the information that she has shared through her clients. So I think that's part of the reason that we're so connected, because there is a strong overlap with my work and her work. So here we go. Here's what she had to say to all of us. And she's funny, by the way, because she does want to share. So listen to what she said in the beginning. Well, it took you a while, but here we are again. I continue to watch your progress and see that you are gaining traction on your YouTube page. So she's watching herself gain traction, really. This is good. There is a lot more information that you will be bringing to the public to be accessible for years to come. As you know, this was not my forte, but I see that many of my talks are online, and I am grateful to be able to continue to touch people both in those videos and in those you are sharing. So you see, she's very interactive with me. She's very connected, very aware of what's going on. Possibly more aware than I am. As you can see, there is a hunger, a need to know more. People have grown tired, bored, and realize there is something else. In our case, we know there are many something elses, and she was laughing when she said that. As we get to be part of this incredible awakening and the disclosure of these, quote, other realities that are available, alive and well, and are all connected in some way to this reality on Earth. To understand reality at this level gives special insight to things, life, how life works, the many worlds we have been part of, and the many worlds that will be reunited in the future. This truth is not far off from Gene Roddenberry's dream of the future. This really touches me, I have to tell you, because I've written from Gene Roddenberry, and I'm a big Star Trek fan, but the power of the spirit from these two is so strong. As you know, the United Federation Council is similar to the United Federation of Planets, except it is made up of these other dimensional beings that have chosen not to be part of this physical reality at this time. Let's go back, and I really hope you can understand this, because this is information that even I have been slowly grasping, because I've written from the United Federation Council or the Council of Light. You know, I kind of interchange those. I'm assuming they're the same. And then she refers to what Gene Roddenberry did. So let's just take a moment on this. As you know, the United Federation Council is similar to the United Federation of Planets, that's the Gene Roddenberry creation, except it is made up of these other dimensional beings that have chosen not to be part of this physical reality at this time. You also know that you and many others have sat on this council at different times of your soul's chosen realities. Can you see now why the gathering of experience and information throughout the different dimensions is so important? This information is used to help move the entire universe forward and keep evolving and expanding. In reality, the concept is quite simple. The levels of reality, not so much. And I can relate to that because some of these messages come from different beings from different dimensions. And like I said in previous videos, you know, I say it's a hoot, but it is really profound, you know, getting this information. So, you know, she is just as aware and more so than she was when she was alive. And that's why I love writing from her. She's just so in touch with all these levels. So she left off with, this information is used to help move the entire universe forward and keep evolving and expanding. In reality, the concept is quite simple. The levels of reality, not so much. The human mind was originally designed to understand these things. Make note of that. The human mind was originally designed to understand these things. Or should I correct myself and say that the human mind used to understand and then forgot? This forgetting happened for many reasons and at the hands of many different soul groups, but suffice to say that there were changes made to humans that we are trying to rectify as quickly and safely as possible. I hope you can receive that. Because even for me, this was really, really intense when I wrote this. The many experiments and times that humans have been altered at a DNA and even deeper level is too much to count. However, much of the damage that has occurred and the breaks in history that have been lost will be clearly understood when this period is through. This period I will call the period of rectification. Rectification, from my understanding, is when everything is made right again. All issues, conflicts, karma are turned around, cleared up, and a new beginning is established so the human race can get back to thriving and move out of just surviving. Woo! When I'm reading this, just so you can understand the emotional reaction that my body is having, I'm reading this and the spirit is flowing through me just as strong as when I first read it. I don't have an answer to why that is. If you guys know, explain it in the comments, because I get these waves. They have never stopped. And of course, they come through on the video, which I really would like to keep it all together and have a perfect presentation. But I can't help it. I can feel the spirit when I'm reading it. So, the old teachings that souls come to learn, be challenged, overcome great odds, was not really the plan. The plan was to come, learn, grow, but it was also to bring heaven to earth. And that's in one of the Jesus videos. If you haven't seen those yet, there's a Jesus video where he talks about what the original plan of earth was. I know you have written on this before. She even knows that I've touched that subject, but there hasn't been enough sharing about this original concept. The capacity of the human being is so far beyond what many realize. Oh yes, you do see some miracles happening, and that information may be shared or covered up depending on who gets the information first. However, now with the internet, people can get the word out instantaneously, even if there are those monitoring and taking things down. As long as someone sees it, saves it, it can come back around again to be shared by the next group that needs it. So you see, she's very aware of a lot of the manipulation that's going on in the world. There truly is no stopping this rectification process. It needs to continue to get humanity back on track and live this life that has been promised for eons. So she's covering that history, things throughout history of experimentation on humanity, the DNA changes. I understood the DNA shutdown, some of our DNA being shut down. And now, through the so-called Great Awakening, which many people are using, I don't necessarily use that phrase, but through this period, this transition that we're going through, our DNA is being reawakened. And that much I understand because it's happening to me personally. I can see how a lot of the concepts you'll hear other spiritual people talk about, the brain rewrite, the rewiring of our mind, the DNA reawakening. And that in turn brings more gifts, more of our soul's gifts that our souls have had before. By the way, what I'm sharing with you here is an old part of humanity. You know, some people think that I'm ahead. No, I'm an old soul and I'm bringing the old abilities back so that we can get back to a new baseline, which is really an old baseline that was taken away. I hope you can understand that. I know some of these concepts for some are going to be very hard to understand, but I know this. This is not a belief. This is what I'm living through, the experience that I'm having. And I'm seeing memories and wisdom come up back into my current mind, and I'm blown away. I am blown away. This level of communication, you know, when it first started, I didn't believe that this was possible at all. I was my own critic. But now it doesn't stop. Now I can do this. I could do this for my full-time job. And if YouTube turns into something profitable, I might be able to do that. Because remember, as I said in other videos, I don't work full-time. I just don't. I just can't give my time to a company or anything. It's basically project by project or person to person or group to group. That's it. So I'm going to end on that note, and you know what to do if you want to be supportive. You can like, you can subscribe, you can use my PayPal link and surprise me. I love financial surprises. Believe me, everything helps. And I appreciate the comments. Some of you have the best comments. You're thinking, you're learning, you're curious, you're expanding. And really, that's all we can hope for. I mean, we really know that we're each a part of humanity's movement forward in evolution. So if you know that for yourself, all you have to do is keep learning, growing, and being, and bringing all your creativity to the world. And you can bring heaven on earth, which she mentions and Jesus said in one of those messages. So if you want to get to that, just look that up on my video list. Or I think Jesus has his own playlist, so that would be easier. Go to playlists, and then you'll see the 3. So far, I only have 3 Jesus messages, but there are many more to share. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for your comments, and thanks for your support. I truly appreciate being able to do this during our lifetime. Okay? So whenever you see this, God bless you, and be as creative as you possibly can, because that's what we're here for.